What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Charts and Chats episode 13. We're going to be starting shortly. I'm just getting everything all situated. And yeah, we're going to get right back into it. Today is October 11th and Monday. We're just going to see what we can get into today. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Charts and Chats episode 13. What's up? What's up, Birdie?
Yo, what's up? Good morning.
Good morning, bro. Let's get straight to it. Hold on, let me get my camera on real quick. Alright, got it. Got it. Alright, we lit. Alright, you see my screen and everything?
Yeah, I see your screen.
Alright, but alright, so let's just start off on the daily time frame. Straight to the daily. So one thing I'm keeping in mind is we're breaking the previous day's low. That's one. Two, we have this last up candle before this drop that took out these lows. You can see that we're currently respecting it, that daily order block. We're trading under it and we're breaking the previous day's low. So that's two confirmations as of right now for seeing a bearish day or bearish week coming down to this 34,400 area as of right now, because we see that the market structure is breaking to the downside and we still have this small imbalance that we got to come fill also. So that's something to keep in mind. Let's go to the 4-hour. I also see that right here on the 4-hour, we had this push from last week. Now we're having a small retracement. We retraced this 38.20%. We also rejected this 4-hour order block. And then you can see price had that push all the way up. And now we're slowly coming back down. You know how when I told you, usually when you have the rejection off of the 38.20%, is usually not a long-term trend. That could be an example of what we're seeing now. Price rejected that first time, but we could potentially see price still try to come down to lower levels, such as 62%, or maybe even just come down a little bit more, because I don't really use the 50% often, but there are times where we'll respect it, and you can see that's right over here. Personally, I'm not gonna take that into account right now because I don't really use 50%, but that's that. We know that prices were overall bearish on the higher time frame, so all we're going to be doing now is mapping out sells based off of the open of the day. So find out where price opened at right here. And if we're overall bearish, our ideal trade entry would be above the open of the day. And the reason I say that is because if you understand the way candles move, here, I'm gonna just make a nice little example. Let's just say this is a candle right here. You ideally, when it's a bullish candle, you want to be buying as low as possible to catch the full expansion, right?
Yeah.
So what you would ideally be wanting to do is, say this is a bullish candle, pretend like this line here in the middle isn't there. You would ideally want to buy somewhere in this area to catch that full expansion. The same thing for the downside. When you're looking to sell, you would ideally be wanting to sell at the very highest part to catch that full expansion. So that's all we're doing when I mark up the open, because we're basically looking at the open and we understand the best area to enter is going to be somewhere above here. So we can map out areas above there to look for potential continuations. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark up my Asian range. We already had the 12 a.m. open, so now let's see what happened during this Asian range and during London. So you can see at 2 in the morning, we created this high up here. So that's one thing you want to keep in mind. Why? Because we had this false break at 2 in the morning. So this could potentially be our highest point of the day. So that's something we want to keep in mind, which is going to be very important, considering the fact where we are. We could potentially be looking for price to never come back up here if we're already anticipating price to continue bearish. So what do we know about this high is very important now. So we're going to pull our fib from that high to this low here. And you can see it's already respecting the 38.20%. So you can see this fib is already taking effect. Another thing we want to look at, this right here. See this candle, last up candle for this down move?
Yeah.
This is also an order block that London session had made last night. And this is on the 30-minute time frame. So we have this 30-minute order block. And what the 30-minute order block at the London session, at the 12 a.m. open, at this fib. So this is ideally where I would be looking to take my trade. I'm gonna be with the 50% also, and you can see that's currently where we're respecting right now. I'm also keeping in mind what happened right here. We got another example of a false break to the downside before pushing up. And this over here is also respecting this order block right here. So these are two things we got to keep into account right now. Overall, but like I said, based off the higher time frames, I'm bearish. So even though we're short term possibly going to have this push higher, I'm overall looking to continue lower based off of the daily and the 4 hour, because that's going to give me the highest probability of being correct. Because we could trend upwards right now, and then we could easily just stop moving in that direction based off of the higher time frame and then get immediately stopped out. So I'm just marking up all these highs and lows that we're going to be looking to target. These lows, these highs, right there. And the previous day's high is all the way up here. So if we are bullish, ideally you would want to see this high taken out. But we are bearish, so we want to see this low down here get taken out today. And we're going to see what we can do. So ideally, based off of the higher time frame and lower time frame analysis right now, all I'm looking to do is wait for a retracement up to this point, this 30-minute order block, this fib, and this 12 a.m. open. Look for a potential short to take out the previous day's low. So that's all I'm waiting for right now. And this is all mapped out based off of our higher time frame daily analysis, because like I said, we have this daily order block we're respecting. If you pull your fib from a high and this low, you can see we have this area up here that we already respected, so we likely should keep coming down. But if not, then shit, we just wait and see.
Yo, that's a 200 pip move right there.
Where for today? Like damn, 230. I didn't expect it. Yeah, that's a pretty good move. We don't even need to catch the full thing. If I can get in here, have a stop, probably above this here, possibly. Maybe if I can look for even better entry lower. If I say get in at 30-minute, that's 50 pips. If I have it somewhere above here, I could have about a 35 to 50 pip stop. That's ideally what I'm probably gonna be getting today.
Wow. Okay, cool. That's a smart. This is a nice laid out trade plan that you have.
Yes, sir. Now we just have to be patient, wait. And you can see we're losing this momentum already again after coming back to this 30-minute order block. So I have high hopes right now that going into 8:30, we're going to start to see push this top side, take out this inner liquidity within this range. We'll see what happens. And then if I even pull out, say, the fixed range, the volume profile, I can guarantee that point of control is somewhere in here. Yeah, right here. So this is where all the orders are coming in. So more than likely, and somewhere in this area is where we're gonna have an expansion to the top side or the downside whenever it happens, because this is where all the orders are being accumulated at. So from here is where price is gonna likely have that push somewhere. Just extra confirmation. Now that we have based off all these on the higher time frame, we also see that this 30-minute order block we were looking at is also a 1 hour order block. So it's a 1 hour order block plus a 30-minute order block. They're like the same candle. It's just, I'm not sure how that works, but fuck it. We also have this other 1 hour order block. Check the 4 hour. And the 4 hour has one a little bit higher. I'm not gonna take that into account. We already respected it one time. Haven't came back to it. But let me just see where it is exactly. Okay, this 4 hour order block is all the way up here at the Asian session high. The only way I would want to see that ran The only way I would want to see that ran, honestly, is if it's a really bullish day. Possibly. Matter of fact, it's like at the Asian session high. I ideally don't want to see that order block get tapped into then if we're overall bearish, because once we get up to here in this level, we could be tapping into other things. I'm trying to pay attention to. Could be tapping into this 30-minute order block, also clearing these highs before possibly going lower. But like I said, if we're overall bearish, we don't want to see this high taken out. So I don't want to see this traded too. If it does, then overall our trade idea is going to be invalidated anyway. So now that we have that, let's just look at all these levels in these areas. So right now we're currently respecting 34,650. We're breaking the previous candle's high. So we are likely going to see a push in price right now. And ideally where we would be looking to take price to is somewhere in this middle, 34,725. So we could come to and tap into that 34,750 area. So we got to keep that in mind when we have our stop loss. Yeah, our ideal area trade would ideally be getting in like right here with a stop loss. I think above the candle is going to be the best idea, and that's 50 points. I think that's the best possible case scenario. And if we target these lows, that's still a 1 to 2.6, and anything lower, say we target 34,500, that's a 1 to 4. But as long as we can get and target this low, possibly have another false break, that can give us a 1 to 2.6, and that's all we really need for Monday. We don't need to calculate any crazy trades.
Scaling out at 1 to 1.
I won't scale out. I'll probably just take up a little position off, like a small position, just so in case it does break me even, then I don't really lose nothing.
Makes sense.
Because especially with how volatile US30 is, you can easily move 50 pips back into negative very fast.
Easy.
Easily.
Yeah, man, this is all manipulated though, man, because what you say usually tends to play out.
That's what I'm saying. Even if it's not to the pip, it tends to play out in some shape or form. Maybe not automatically, but it's just all having calculated risk behind it. Because right here, the reason I'm waiting for it to come to this area is because I know that there's a high right here. I know that there's a high right here. And there's actually one right there too. Hold on. Okay, that's the candle. I was about to say, I was confused. It's like a high right here, right at that order block. So if we ideally come take that out, we could calculate price continuing to trend downwards. Because as of right now, this low is created at around 12. We probably are respecting this fib long. Yeah, we are respecting it. Like I said, based off of the daily, we're already breaking previous day's low. So we're already more than likely going to continue to break that low. I don't see why price would. It didn't tap into a supply area. It came close, didn't tap into no sign of support and resistance right now, besides that 4-hour order block that we have right here. But I don't think this right here is going to be strong enough to change the whole trend. It could, but personally, we just gotta go off of what we're seeing, and we see that each 4-hour candle has continuously broke each low. And yeah, even if it does want to go higher, I still see it possibly coming even lower back to here at least. So we just gotta see. And as of right now, price is pushing. So we're gonna see once we get these highs cleared, get in at that order block, look for a potential short situation. But at the same time, this could be a potential, just a continuation overall. Even though if this ends up being a full bullish trade, this isn't a London continuation, so this isn't a trade that I would be looking to take. I'm looking to take London continuations or New York reversals. And the only way, like, there's certain characteristics to each setup I look for. So basically, when I'm looking for a New York reversal, I'm looking for the high of the day or the low of the day to be being formed during the New York session. So basically from 8 a.m. to around 10 a.m. I'm looking for the high and the low of the day to be made during the New York session. And in this case scenario, that isn't really taken into effect because we're in this range as of right now. We're not creating the high of the day or the low of the day. We're expecting that the high of the day was created during London session all the way up here. Or maybe right here in this New York session ends up being the low of the day. So this is a scenario we just gotta pick a side basically and just whichever one we think we're gonna sell or go long, we just gotta leave it at that. Honestly.
Well, take whatever has highest confluence.
Mm-hmm. And overall, if you just look what's happening, we are overall still bearish. And we just gotta see what we can do. I overall think we could still have a deeper retracement before having a massive push, in my opinion. Let me fix this for you.
Retail traders are probably seeing a double bottom with the flag being.
Shit, they're seeing this as support. This is, you're like, yeah, we're bullish, we're gone. Rejection, yeah, we're gone. We're taking this shit all the way back up here.
Smart money's like, nah, we taking some liquidity.
Nah, real shit. I'm looking for certain patterns and characteristics. That's how I like. This is my new little strategy right here. Not strategy, but I'll do all my higher time frame analysis on one chart. So that's all over here. But then I'll mark everything on the 30-minute. And I'll just do the Asian session. I'll do the open of the day, and then I'll look for my confirmations because I back tested a whole bunch of these on the weekend. And bro, let me tell you, it happens the same thing every day. I'm gonna show you right here. So from 19 o'clock to 3 a.m., that's our Asian session. We'll get the lowest low at that point, the highest high from that point. Mark up to 50%. Mind you, like this is just going off of no higher time frame analysis in here. This is just strictly off of the lower 30-minute time frame. So I got that. Let's mark up the open of that day, which is right there. Then what happened overall? If you look for a possible London continuation, you see that this high up here was created at what time? 2 a.m. What does that mean? This is a possible case for a high of day because London session had a false break, meaning it grabbed the liquidity, traded into it looks like probably a higher time frame order block up here somewhere. Also, we have this retracement. Let's put the 30.20%. What happened? Price had a London continuation, had a retracement to the 38.20%, retraced to the low of the Asian session before continuing lower. And it's as simple as that. No higher time frame analysis. So if you put this setup that you look for, the New York reversal or the London continuation, and you pair it with higher time frame analysis, you just have the best influence. That's basically all we're doing here. We're looking at this is possibly the low, going to be the high of the day. We're waiting to catch that retracement at a good area that makes sense to possibly catch the move to go even lower. That's ideally what I'm looking to do. Yeah, you just gotta have a little system. I really got into like trying to just make sure my system really works and it's just all systematic. Everything's already planned for. I'm gonna start using static lots. I'm just gonna keep the same lot size. Usually I just calculate it to my risk. So say I have a 100K account. 1% would be 100,000. But if I gain 3%, I would usually change my risk to 3% of that $103,000 account now, right? But now I'm gonna just stick to static lots because if I'm risking the same lot size, I can then consistently be able to bring money in. And then if I decide to change the lot size from there, then that's just gonna be even better.
Yeah, definitely sounds like the right thing to do.
Because even on these big accounts, 1,000 is still a lot, but you got to keep in mind when you're at 105,000 and you risk only $1,000, you're risking less than 1%. But that less than 1% is still gonna be able to continuously make you money, even though it's a little bit less. You know what I'm saying? So even if you take a loss and you just leave it at 1 loss or 2 loss, it's still gonna be small if your equity's up there.
Yeah, like you're just still going off the 100.
The original, yeah.
Yeah, so you're still, if your goal is 1 1% of 100,000, that's still like if that's your
That's still a
minimum
good amount.
$100,000, minimum like for your one to run 1 to 1, like that's reasonable, you know. Then that's something that that pays the bills, or that's where your goals lie in your account growth. Then and it makes you feel comfortable, like with the risk management part of money management part of trading. Hell yeah, stick to it.
Facts. But alright, so this is a setup we're basically looking to take. This is ideally what I see happening right now, the London continuation. So we're here, we're basically looking to catch a push to continue downwards. This ideally, this isn't the best example. This is just a little schematic of what I'm ideally looking to take. It might not be this in depth, it might not be that big of a drop, but overall, I'm still looking to catch a retracement to the downside. The only way this setup would be invalidated is if we start to push during New York session, clear these highs, trade into this order block up here. Because if we break these highs, then we're technically making the high of the day during New York session. And now that characteristic comes into play and could possibly play part in having that reversal. You get what I'm saying? But then we would have to see these highs taken out first. Because until these highs are taken out, this could continue to be the high of the day right up here. And it could continue to come lower. So I'm going to be looking to get into this trade in a little bit. It's about 8:30. So we can see what we can look for. We have the timing. I'm going to see if there's any news. I don't think there's news today, though. There is no news today. So no news at 8:30. So more than likely, we're going to have that momentum we're looking for at around 9:30 to 10. Something like that. We just gotta wait now. I can't.
My trading view, try to kind of have that same analysis or that back testing practice with how your charts look.
Yeah, I did that during the weekend, and it was very worth it. I was able to learn a lot about the little setup. Make sure I look for certain things to see how often it works, and I seen that it worked a lot. My camera's frozen on the live. Hold on.
Yeah, it's moving right now. US 30, 34, 7, 12.
Yeah, it's pushing right now. Gonna be looking to go short. About 50 pips stop. We're gonna see what happens. We're just gonna be taking this opportunity. 8:30. If price continues to run up, we'll ideally look for potential, maybe another case scenario up here to get in. Personally, I'm not gonna try to take too many trades. So right here, we got this 30-minute order block to pay attention to. Because even though we might be right about this push to the downside, we gotta keep in mind that this, even if it's a whole different setup and it ends up being a New York reversal, it could still end up going that same direction we're planning to go. So let's see, we about to get into this trade. See what's up.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chart right now, waiting for that to wick into the.
I'm trying to catch a wick entry. Rejecting that 70.50%, but ideally I want to get that order block for my best possible stop loss. All right, let's see. Yeah, I'm a good trade on Monday. Or am I going to be finished on Monday? Let's see how we start the week.
That'll make my whole week if we catch this 1 to 4 move right here.
So moves like this can set you up for the whole week.
Patience.
Okay. Like right now, we see it's rejecting. It likely not even comes to this order block. You never know. So you gotta see. You just gotta see. Give it some time. Yeah, I'm just really just making it so I'm only looking for 2 setups now. The New York reversal and the London continuation. I made a video on it that's gonna be coming out this week on the 2 setups.
Okay.
Because before I noticed
There it goes. Okay, wait, no, never mind.
you're about to. But before I noticed that I would like get on the charts, and it's not that I didn't know what I was doing, it's the fact that I just understood how to read the charts and I would be looking for opportunities to get in. I wasn't looking for certain opportunities to get in. I would just map out what I think is likely to happen and go off of that and try to get a trade off of that. Which, yeah, if it works, it works. You know what I mean? But when you're trying to be consistent, you're looking for certain things. You want to take less trades and become more disciplined. Looking for certain setups is just better overall because it's going to keep you out of the market at certain times and it's going to keep you having the best probability of having winning trades.
You're like a little Mark Douglas Jr., bro.
Yes, sir. I was listening to the audiobook. That's just 7 hours. I'm about maybe like 2 hours, 10 minutes in so far. I listened to it before, but that was like way when I started trading.
Did you catch the different knowledge this time around?
So far, he hasn't really said anything too crazy yet. A lot of stuff, it's like stuff I kind of knew, but that's why I'm still listening. Just to wait. I just need to catch one thing that's helpful, then it'll be worth it.
Did you watch his YouTube series? His 3 or 4 part YouTube series?
Yeah, I haven't watched the YouTube series. What's this series on?
It's essentially about the trading in the zone, the book, but he talks about it. It's like 3 hours long, something like that. It's like he does like a workshop, but he splits it up in like 4 parts. Same day his workshop. I think it's Twitch though. Who wants to tap that order block?
It's about to. Slowly but surely. Yeah, I'm getting in right there. I'm not even gonna risk it.
Same.
Because we're already at the edge of that fib, so we could likely reverse. But now we're in this trade. Let's see what happens. I think do I have my MetaTrader attached? Yeah, you guys can see that I'm personally in the trade. I got the MetaTrader right over here. You can see this. Just like that. We're just gonna let it run. So I'm gotta keep connecting my phone to show you guys now. You can just see off of that. Alright. It's a Telegram now. What's my entry? 34724. I'm keeping in mind that that's a 1 hour order block also, so that 30-minute order block has a little bit higher probability. Ideally, you don't want to see that high taken. I know we could still trade the 34,750, but we just gotta see what happens. Because if you look at the other chart, 34,750 is right there. So our stop loss is just gonna keep it right above. We're rejecting that order block now, so that's a good sign. And we want to continue to reject.
And this is the patience part.
Yep, we're done now. We're done the work. Unless we get stopped out and look for a re-entry, we're done the work. We just gotta let the market do what it's gonna do now.
I have a TP at the 1 to 4 down there at
500.
25. So
Yeah, I think 34,500 is a good area to have that TP at, considering that's where that low is. That's where I'm gonna have mine, 34,500.
man, that's a lot of liquidity down there.
honestly. But hold on, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
All right.
We're rejecting that order block now, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, it is. It has that wick, man. That makes me feel. Dude, this is such a different feeling of having a planned trade, getting in at, if I'm selling, we're essentially buying a green candle, and that's kind of nerve wracking. But that nerve wracking feeling is going away like the last 2 or 3 weeks since I've been trading with you, because it's like, well, there's order blocks. There's a lot of things that are adding up to where that's where price may go, and as soon as price gets in there, it's about being Kobe. So you got a 3 pointer and you got a little slot to make it. You have to shoot that shot because it adds up, and it's rejecting that 30-minute order block and 1 hour. So it's the tap of 79% fib. Yeah, man, everything's just looking good coming into the New York session open. There definitely probably will be a push down.
We got that small little rejection. Rejections, yo. Can't really talk. Shit, we just gotta wait to see if it continues to go the opposite direction now. It's showing that willingness to not want to go lower. Just mark up to 50% of that order block. You can see it tap right into it. Oof.
What are you working out today?
Shit, I don't even know. To be honest with you, what's right Monday?
Shit.
Probably do. Shit, I'm not even sure, honestly. I ain't put enough thought. Usually I think of it like 10 minutes before I go there, like while I'm driving. I used to have a,
Like what do I need to work out? What do I not feel sore on?
yeah, usually I had a a little schedule that I did before. But honestly, I got tired of doing the same thing every single, you know what I mean? You get tired of, once you're doing it long enough, you're just like, yeah, it's time to switch it up.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I know what I need to work out. Like I feel it on my body, and then I'll just fucking put something together as I'm at the gym.
Yeah, as long as you're getting that workout, it don't really matter at the end of the day. As long as you're getting to it and at least getting in there each day. As long as you're working out. Try to spread it evenly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh man. It's having a trying to have a little push up, but we'll see if that momentum fades or if it comes in.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, 34,750. Keeping in mind, it could happen too. Let's see. Just see why the stream is like so slow right now. Was it like this before? Huh? Cut off some of these Wi-Fi. Shit, got too much shit connected.
Okay, and I see where your cycle like whole number, big number values are the 1,000, the 200, the 500, and the 800. I'm just trying to see where those line up on the chart too.
Yeah, the 800 is like near this 30-minute order block. 750 is right above where price is currently now. Okay, I'll set this up. 34,700 is like right in the middle of this candle. I'm trying to see why video resolution. Patience. Let's see how long has this candle been up? It's only been over 3 minutes. It's 15-minute candle. Alright, I think I fixed the little stream shit. I'm gonna just take the face cam off right now. That shit was like frozen. Alright, just full screen chart. Back to it. Let's see what happens. Let's see. We got about 13 minutes until 9 o'clock. So let's see what can happen by 9:30. Just having that little rejection now. That's what I like to see. Looking at the 5 minutes, looking pretty good too for this area. Had a push up, had a rejection candle, lost some momentum, had like I forget what this candle is called, but I know it's like another reversal pattern. Next candle took the liquidity from the high, broke the low, and we're slowly falling back down. So let's see how far we can fall. We're ideally looking to take out all these lows. Ideally. Because look what happened. We took out these highs. And look, having that reversal scenario I was talking about. So let's see if it plays out. Tapped right into that 50% of that order block too. Tapped right into it. Right to the pip. Let's see. Let's map out where my 1-to-1 and everything's gonna be. One. Just like that. So we got a good ways to go until our 1-to-1 gets hit.
Looks like 1-to-1 from where my entry price would be 34,659. That would be my first TP1.
I would be like 774. It's actually right here, 7674.
Oh, I see your levels.
Alright, let's hop on the 1 minute, see what's happening. This could be potential. Let's see. Having this reversal before we drop, possibly. Trade back into this little order block. Or potentially trading lower. Or we're gonna continue to push higher. Let's see. Try to stay away from the 1 minute time frame. Unless I'm like in a trade. Especially when you start looking at that little time frame too much, it starts fucking your vision up. You start seeing trades everywhere.
Yeah.
That shit be fucking me up. I be thinking I see a trade everywhere, man.
Keep it systematic, homie.
Mm-hmm. Stay away from that shit, man.
Yeah, bro, you're killing it, doing what you're doing. Shit.
Let's see if we keep projecting. We just gotta wait. We're just playing the winning game now.
I showed my dad your Instagram page this last week.
What do you think?
And he's like, hey, how old is he? And I'm like, 19. And he goes, holy shit. You know, he's doing good. I was like,
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Just try to make the best out of my life, man. Got things to do. Gotta get money for it, though. Take off this fib. See what happens. Yeah, rejected nicely.
Higher highs on market structure. It's keeping, there's that high where we got in on that wick, and then it came down, came up, but never broke that high. Came down, came up, but never broke that most recent high. It's creating lower highs.
Yeah, everything's on our side right now. We just have to be patient. That's all it really is. Because showing us it wants to keep going lower. Rejected it, never closed above that order block, that 1 hour order block. It came right above the 12 a.m. open, which I told you will be our best optional entry. You get what I mean? We got it right up here. So ideally, if everything plays out, we cleared the liquidity from above this high. This should be the high of the day, and we should continue running all the way lower. Even if it's just to 1-to-1 or 1-to-2, that's all we need.
50 pips a day.
Keeps the jobs away, keeps the bosses away, keeps the fucking keeps the doctor away. I don't know, keeps everything away.
50 pips a day keeps the yacht in the bay.
Oh yeah, you got bars.
Shit. Yeah, broke those lows, so that's a good sign.
Okay. About to see what we can get. We'll probably just have a little consolidation, honestly. If we don't continue to drop, we'll probably consolidate a little bit in this area before probably maybe clearing more liquidity at 9:30 or potentially then dropping. We'll see. Just gotta keep all potential scenarios in mind. What time is it? It's about to be 9 o'clock. So these candles are gonna be closing in about 7 minutes. Yeah, we're losing that momentum. We're gonna see. Either this is gonna be a setup we were looking for, or the setup we were looking for is gonna happen up here. That's the only two scenarios I'm looking at right now. So let's see. This is the 9 o'clock candle. Not 9 o'clock. 8:55. So let's see. Tap in that order block possibly one more time. this is a good 15-minute closure if we continue to close bearish. So it's gonna make it more likely for next candle to continue bearish. So the more bearish candles we get, the better. And all we really need is to trade it down to 50%, or at least a little bit lower. This is all we need right here. We could take out majority of the position in this area. Just leave the rest to run after that. Back to that retracement. Just retesting. Like I said, you know, if anything does happen, price will just continue. We got 34,750 to keep in mind that we could retest. Anything above that is probably gonna step us out though. So if anything, we could possibly take a loss short once we start breaking past 34,750. So everything's looking good right now. Even if we do potentially get started going against us, we could look to take out our position earlier than anything. Because once the price starts breaking and it starts getting a little bit higher, we can still take it off with about a negative, whatever, about 10 pips still that we would have had in our stop loss. So it's going to be less than what we were even risking. But like I said, that's if it breaks this order block, which is failing to do. You see these rejections crazy at these order blocks. Cleared this high, breaking back lower, traded to this order block. So let's see. It's struggling right now, but like I said, we could consolidate before we drop until that momentum kicks in. This long fib long wants to play out. It's still not at the 38.20%. Same with this one. Right. So ideally, even if people are looking to go long, there's still room for this to still drop. So if we can get out at 1-to-1 before, take a little bit off before a big move happens, that would be our best case scenario, because we can make a little money, break even, then whatever happens there happens. And if we see that we get broke even and then price comes all the way up to this high, starts rejecting, we know another setup could possibly be forming the other setup. So that's our best case scenario. Worst case scenario, price just pushes and stops us out. Yeah. I'll probably just end it there. I'm gonna try to be more disciplined. I'm gonna try to take too many trades on a Monday. Let's see. Now the YouTube channel grew fast, and I gained like 100-something subscribers, 170 like weekend.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I'm at 372 now.
Hey.
We getting there.
Bro, dude, that's good, man. It's an accomplishment because
$1 million next month.
yeah, you're like 2, 3, 400, and then $1 million or something like that, and then it's just like that shit happened like in a week.
Real shit. Same thing with the Telegram. I'm at like 178 now. I was at 350 subscribers yesterday, so I gained 22 in a day. We're pushing high. Just keep this area in mind up here though. What's called? We had that. What else? Telegram was at like 160 something. before the weekend. Now we're at 178.
Where's that 750 price where you said it may
Yep.
tap into?
Let's see. See what it does. Tapped right into it. Let's see where it's gonna go. Is it gonna continue to go higher? Or it's gonna keep rejecting? Ideally, I want to see it keep rejecting. But if not, no. Let's see. So if we can close under this 50% of that order block still, then I think we're good. Under this 50%, that would be very valid closure. 3 minutes, 30 seconds, but we gotta wait and see. Once we see like these highs over here starting to get pushed through, and push more through, then we're gonna be looking for a chance to close this trade early. Because we'll be closing at about 50%. So it's still half of what we were willing to risk. But we know that if price continues past this level, it's going to 34,800. Well, let's just wait and see. Keeping our eye on this level. Because if you get really, since we're on the 5 minute, if you get really into it down here, you could continue to reject that. Or we could even, we tap into this right here, which we did, and could reject that. So there's 2 reasons why we could reject. You can see we came to it to the pip, not really trying to push through it because I know it's a level that has a lot of orders in here. There's a lot of reasons keeping it from pushing. So like I said, I knew we could possibly tap into this level like we did. So ideally, tap into it, clear the size, tap into this last order block, because besides the 1 minute time frame, there ain't no other order block in this area. So the only place it's gonna go, it's gonna be this high.
And that's a good indicator to bail if it starts pushing higher.
That's what I'm saying. So I know if it starts breaking past 34,750, breaks past this order block fully, then I know likely it's gonna be coming to 34,800, which is all the way up here at this other place I was looking for potential trades at. As we know, based off the higher time frame, got this 30-minute order block above these highs, so gotta keep all that in mind.
Maybe you need to close under that 50.
That's what I'm saying. It's like showing me it doesn't want to go past 34,750, but at the same time, I want to see it have a quick reaction, reversal type shit. Just continue lower.
Still got 27 minutes for the open, so
Yeah, we got time. The way it's looking like it still wants to drop. It's not really. Once it came to that 34,750, you haven't pushed it up past that high. I literally tapped right into it. Came back down. So if we can keep closing under the 50, then I'll still hold this trade in anticipation to continue short. Looking on a 1 minute for potential scenarios. The same thing right here. Potential false break. Right above this high, cleared it. Now we want to ideally keep closing under it. Patience pays. Patience pays. Alright, pushing back above that high, back to 34,750. Let's see. You're gonna keep pushing, or you're gonna just have a reversal, man. Make up your mind, US30. Make up your mind. Alright, click that high. We're gonna continue to push past it, or we're gonna stop this trade out. Let's see. If we start breaking past this 100, the top of that fib that I drew on, then I'm gonna probably cancel this trade out while it's in a small drawdown. But let's see. I'm ready to close this shit out if needed. See, we're gonna push past that little level. See, I'm paying attention to this level right here. This is where I have my fib drawn. This high right here. And this is a full retracement at this point. Not respecting our fib no more. Nada. So we gotta take into account what could possibly happen. Ideally, I would want to see prices push down with the volume, but we don't have that volume right now, so that's kind of playing against us. So we just gotta see. This fib is, I don't think it's really being respected at this point. It was being respected, but as of right now, it's not. So we're losing confirmations against our bias right now. So we just gotta see how it reacts at 34,700. And if it keeps the push, we're just gonna have to take this L. I'll look for potential scenario up here. If that doesn't work out, then it's just wait till tomorrow. It's only Monday. We ain't gonna find all the opportunities on Monday. See, I need the volume like this to come in, just like that. I need to break that low down. Close back under 30%, 50. Come on. You know you want to. That's why you did this candle. Yep. That's the volume I needed. Yep. That's the volume I need. Alright, so that's showing me it doesn't want to close above it, so. At least temporary. Alright, I'm done watching the 1 minute. That's just gonna fuck me up. Like I said, I'll stick to the 5. Shit. Oh, got that push. Yeah, I'm gonna cancel this trade out right here. Took it for about a 3/4 of my original position. So say I risked $1, I took about a 75% loss. Not bad. Still kept it under 1%. Now we just gotta wait to see what happens. Worst comes to worst, if price does go in our direction, all we gotta do is look for a continuation on a lower time frame. Let's see. Ideally, I still want to see this high be the high of the day if it is bearish, but if not, then it should come up to here. Damn, it would try and make me stop it out and then come back down. It would do that.
It didn't hit the stop loss.
Yeah, I just took it out because I ain't gonna risk it. I'd rather get a re-entry.
Makes sense. Get a better cut down cost and then get a better entry.
Yeah, because as of right now, it's just pushing. Even though it's rejecting, you could just wait. Like I said, wait for potential false break on the lower time frame. Then all we got to do is catch that retracement. So say price does continue to fall down right here like this. All we got to do is wait for that retracement back to 34,750 and an order block that'll leave in this area once it breaks structure to the downside. And that could be our re-entry. So we're just going to wait to basically see if this move is going to play out or if it's going to come up to here. So we're basically just waiting right now for potential trade. And I'm gonna be searching for this on the 1 minute. So, cause I'm gonna really be on my scalp shit. So if this ideally took out the high, we would want to keep lower and wait for a retracement. That's all we're doing. And if we keep on pushing, then we're gonna be looking for a potential case scenario up here. And it's as simple as that. Just gotta see what happens. Got about 20 minutes until the New York Open. So let's see. So overall, that loss I took was about a 37 pip loss out of a 50. So that's not bad.
Not bad, man. I took a 50. I took like a. Let's see. loss. I didn't close it out as fast as you did.
I was on that shit. I seen. I was like, yeah, this isn't gonna work out right now. Let me just mitigate it.
And you had a better entry too, by about 5 or 6 points.
Yeah, it's not bad. How your stop loss is probably wider than two. So either way,
Yeah,
you probably still took same amount of position off as me, because my stop loss is probably a little bit smaller. It looks like we're probably gonna make this run up here. Could be a possible New York reversal type day. That's low key what it's starting to look like it's gonna happen.
so that's what you were talking about earlier, where it's
Mm-hmm.
like during between London and New York, New York will create a high, and then a reversal will happen at the open or something.
Yeah. Not at the open, but you would ideally, if you're bearish, you will want to be selling above the open. And if you're bullish, you would want to be buying below the open. So if we are bullish, ideally the best scenario would have been to buy here, because under you got this order block and you had the 50%. This would have been a good trade, honestly. But at the time, 8 o'clock, I wasn't really looking to buy personally. And I was just waiting for price to show us it likely wants to go down. That's all we're waiting at. We're just letting the market show us. Since we're wrong, we're just gonna let the market show us what it wants to do, and we can catch a retracement on the lower time frame of that. But you can see we're losing momentum on the 5-minute at this area. So if anything, you just get back in at this 34,750. We'll have a better stop loss. Same trade scenario. This guy's yeah, the 1-minute time frame is not looking good. This is a lot of loss of momentum. So I'm just waiting for this consolidation to be broken. And I'm looking to just catch that continuation of it.
They're gonna have that push.
But just wait now at this point. It's not really just consolidating on the lower time frame, but it looks more likely to come up to this 34,800, this order block area. Yeah, it looks like we're probably gonna get that push. So let me just really map out this area up here. So that's a 30-minute order block. Got this 1-hour one here. Got this high we're looking to take out during New York. This is ideally should be the high of the day if when we do trade up here. So we would ideally be looking for a possible reversal. Let me check the 4-hour too. 4 hours looking bullish, so I don't know if I want to go against the 4-hour. This looks like it could continue bullish once we start breaking this high. But we also could just tap into this 4-hour order block right here. I'm gonna see. Yeah, 34,750 is not being respected. Neither is this order block. The 1-hour is closing above this 1-hour one. 30-minute is closing above this 30-minute high. So these confirmations out here aren't really valid as of right now. So he's gotta wait. If anything, this would have been the ideal trade of the day if price is bullish. If it was bullish, then this is ideally going to be the trade of the day. But since we were bearish, we were looking for different characteristics to take place. So we just got to keep that in mind. So if we do look to go short at this order block up here, we clear this high, grab the liquidity, make the high of the day in New York for possible short scenario. And if anything, price is just going to continue to go bullish. But if we do get in at this order block, have our stop right above it, which would be about 45 pips, 50 pips. Once again, you're looking to catch the same tree scenario, looking to take price even lower, which gives us a better stop loss. And if price does start to lose, it gives us a 1 to 3.8 now. But worst comes to worst, we take that loss and then we just call it a day. I would put a smaller lot size on this trade though, considering we already took our all loss as it is. So just keep the losses really mitigated. Even though we want to take a chance on this re-entry, you never know. It's already showing us it wants to go against us, so what's keeping it from continuing this direction?
Makes sense.
We're just anticipating that 930 volume.
Creating a market structure, changing market structure from a downtrend to back to an uptrend.
Yeah, it could. After rejecting this order block down here, it could change the whole thing because it is respecting this 4-hour breaker also. But I'm just keeping in mind daily. But what's happening on the daily now? I don't know if I want to see this next candle break. Kind of just came in, filled an imbalance, started wicking. But overall, I think it still has a good probability to trade back lower.
Okay.
Even if it's not for long term, I think it can still have a retracement. I don't see this daily candle just flipping bullish so easily. You know what I mean? Because if it really is bullish, this ideally should take this next day's candle, the high out.
Makes sense. Take out the highs.
Take out that high, and then from there it's likely to continue going even higher because of where it's at in price. Is that like this area of consolidation where there's not really much area for it to go without changing market structure? So it's going to be an explosive move if it does play out like that. So ideally, we would just want to be trading up to this area, start losing momentum going into 930, and then see that drop. And that is the last possible trade we're going to look for. We're just going to leave it at that. Oh, this 5 minutes having a reversal. Don't have this here, and that's like a weird spot. It's right after 34,750 again. Oh, it's closing right below it. Interesting. I didn't expect that to happen. Now we're having this change. Yeah, that's momentum change. We took out this high now. And now we're closing right below again. I don't know how much I trust that though. It is respecting it, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. But it is rejecting it pretty hard. I ain't gonna lie. Could just be a retracement on the 15-minute though. Like I said, if it wants to go lower, we'll just wait for it to show us. We'll wait for it to continue lower, then we'll wait to catch a wick, possibly to this order block 750, to then keep going lower. But until then, I'm not gonna try and get in on this trade. We already got shown that I was wrong once.
That would be like FOMO in.
Yeah.
Right? Jumped in right now.
Yeah. But there's no confirmation for it to continue lower. That's my only thing. Besides, if this really is the high of the day and it's never gonna invalidate it, that could be it. Because them London sessions, they make the high and lows of their day. And when they don't want to be touched, they won't be touched. And you can see how close it got to this high. And they just immediately, trade it back under. So we'll see. It could just start dropping. All we got to do is look for that retracement. I'd rather do that than anything. Because even up here, it's going to be hard to see if it's going to go in our way. Because we'll be looking to catch the wick. So it's two different little setups we're looking for. Alright, right now it's waiting game again. We got about 10 minutes until 9:30. All right, we're dropping. Let's see. If we start closing under that 30-minute, 1-hour order block, I'm gonna be looking for a reaction back up here. Hold on. What? Showing us wants to go lower. Ideally, what price is doing right now? It could be a retest, so you never know. I'm just taking everything into account. I'm not trying to take unnecessary trades. We could easily respect this right here. If we go to 15-minute, it's like a 2-minute. What's this? It would be like a 10-minute chart, 10-minute order clock. Let's see. Let's see what it does. Check this 1-minute chart. I'll be looking at potentially getting this trade. I'm gonna have a great stop loss on this trade, not risking nothing. 25 pips. And if this gets invalidated, I'm just done for the day. Keep the risk small. Small trade. That's all we need. See if we get that retracement. Yeah, ideally getting back in that trade at around that 34,750 area would be a good area. Great area. Because we know we already made that push above it. We don't want to go any higher. It's showing us it doesn't want to. Likely wants to come lower. We know our targets. We just got to catch this re-entry. Which we're going to catch off of this 1 minute. That order block, that 34,750. We can also have this confluence to the 38.20% or even tap in that 62%. So this is really gonna change our trade. So if it does play out, potentially it's gonna be a way bigger risk reward. And if it doesn't play out, it's a small stop loss, lower risk. So it'll show us, we'll know that if we're wrong faster. Let's just see. It's about 924. So we're playing at a time and price right now. Let's see what happens. 930 is crazy. It could easily just reverse. You never know. 930 be acting crazy sometimes. Like shit, I don't know if you were there. No, you weren't there during NFP, but bro, I seen some shit happen NFP. Like,
Dude, you were like, NFP gets wild, bro, and I'm like, I still gotta watch your YouTube, like the last, like the most, like I still gotta finish your YouTube, and I'm like, I don't really want to do that right
yeah, NFP, bro. Like, but right, like 3 minutes before NFP, we had like 100 pip drop in like a second, and just traded right back up.
now.
I was like, bro, it's not even NFP yet. It was like 8:27. I'm like, bro, we still got like 3 minutes.
It's those banks, bro.
Hold on, where's it at? I'm gonna see if I can find it. Where was it at?
It's those banks.
Right in here, I think it was. Right in here. Mind you, I was on like the 5-minute because I was intraday trading. It was like right here. This right here. This drop right here. That one happened in like a minute. I'm gonna get closer. Let me see that. Damn, this 1 minute chart is so hard to like tell where shit is.
Yeah, because you're over there where your Asian range session is.
Right down here. Right, we're still pushing. I'm keeping track on US 30 stuff. Trying to show you this shit. Right in here. This is where it happened. 828. Look, 828. We had this drop. Then this is 830 right here. I was just like, bro, what? That shit stopped me out. I was like, bro, it's not even 9:30. It's not even 8:30 yet. What's going on? All right. Looks like we about to get into this trade. Let's see what we can get into, man. Let's see.
All right.
Let's see if the gods are on our side.
Let's do this.
All right, that volume's kicking in now. I just need to see it push up. Don't leave without me. Let's see. Made that down wick. Should ideally keep pushing in this 1 minute candle. All right. Keep pushing. Come on. Got a few more pips at 34,750. Get this retest. Get this retest. Okay. It's getting close. You're getting closer. Inch by inch.
How's it? 750.
Was it?
I tapped it.
Nah, I don't mind. Shit. If it reverses now, I'm gonna be sick.
I'm looking at the price on the right hand side as it's moving.
Yeah, for me, it's about 5 pips away. I'm trying to see. Come on. I see a few more. 748. 749. 748. As soon as I see 750, I'm in there. Come on.
750.
Oh.
There it is.
Alright, I'm getting right there. I'm not even going to wait. I was at like 749, but it's cool. I'll be alright. Alright, stop loss going above that high. Right at that high, too. Like, I'm not 1 pip above, not 1 pip below. Right at that high. Let's see what happens. Now we just let the market tell us if we're wrong. We have 2 minutes, so we're either going to get stopped out in a matter of a second, or we're going to be put in a profit. Because ideally, we want to see this be the high of the day. I don't want to see that traded away from. I want to see price continue to go lower. And if not, it is what it is. Nothing we can do.
I think you're probably pretty close to being still break even on that trade, or probably in some profit by now.
Yeah, it would have been like, but I would have been holding that drawdown. It just would have been playing with me mentally. I'm cool. 'Cause mentally being in that drawdown, you know.
Yeah.
Just plays parts. So I'm glad I just took it out. Right now we're retesting this 5-minute order block, so we're gonna see what it wants to do going into 9:30. Ideally, we want to see it drop. So yeah, we have a good risk to reward ratio if price does go our way. Just gotta wait and see. This 1 minute time frame is gonna be our friend right now. This is really gonna show us where it wants to go. Oh, is it gonna go all the way up? It's gonna react. Damn, it took you out. I'm still in it, but oh nah, that volume came in. Damn, it still looks like it wants to go lower. Did it stop? Yeah, it came close. It's violating that high. Looks like it might just keep. Nah, it's like struggling. It's kind of indecisive right now.
My stop loss is up, so
Yeah, it looks like it's probably gonna go for this high then. Keep in mind this red line is that high of the day. Oh no, it's trading lower. Damn.
it's okay.
That's a bad drawing. It's probably still gonna fall though. That's the only thing that I'm mad at. Just at the way it's reacting. How much did I risk? Let's see. Custom.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there's that push to the 34,800 now. Not bad. I only risked 1.2% with both of those trades. Let's see. Tap in that order block. Let's see what happens now. Let's see. Get that reversal. Part of me wants to get this last thing because I still have risk for the day. But at the same time, I gotta wait. Cause this shit cleared those highs, immediately start going in. I would want to get in at that order block for my best entry, ideally, but I don't want to be selling again here. This would be like my third entry in this small little area.
Yeah, dude. Like, just be patient.
I'm gonna get at this 34,800 this order block where I'm just not gonna do that because this 34,750 area has been finessing me. Fuck that. So we got this order block up here. It's either gonna be this order block and reverse, or it's gonna continue and go for this high up here. But with the way it's acting, how big would the stop loss be? 40 pips. 40 pips on the lower risk. Let's see. Oh, what would that be? Alright, this is my last trade. I still got 0.8 risk, so I'm gonna just risk that. Might as well, shit. If I allow myself to risk it, might as well risk it. And then if this plays out, I should make back what I made. And if not, then I'm still in my risk for the day. So yeah, let's just see what happens. Last potential setup. This would be our New York reversal setup. We were looking for the London continuation first. But if this one plays out, I'm just looking at the characteristics I was looking to see. I was looking to see this high taken, create the high of the day during the the New York session. We're buying above the 12 a.m. So if we're bearish, we should ideally continue to go lower and take out these lows. Previous day low down here. Might not happen, might happen. Let's see. I'm going to keep in mind the 50% of my stop loss also. So right here is at 34,800. So let's see, we could tap in at 34,800 to 50% of this stop loss. And if we don't respect this area here, then I'm going to end this trade short and just leave it at that, because this is a lot of confirmation up here just for this one trade. 34,800, the 30-minute order block, and we have smaller 5-minute order blocks also. So let's see. We should ideally reject, but like I said, ideally doesn't mean it's realistically gonna happen. You just gotta wait and see. Wait for that momentum to come in.
Nice.
Okay, now we're rejecting.
Needs to close.
Now it's showing me what it wants to do. See, bro, this is what I hate. I hate that I get into re-entries, but they work, because I know they're not always gonna work. Now look at that. See what I mean? Like, I would have missed all of this if I didn't get on that re-entry, but I know for a fact that these re-entries aren't always worth it. It's like a love-hate relationship. Look, that's the setup I was looking for. That reversal, I'm looking for it to keep going down now. I'm looking for it to keep dropping. Yup, just like that. Just like that. See, this made me a happy boy. Made me a happy boy. Made me a happy boy. And look how fast it's moving from that area. You see the volatility? This is what I look for with the trades, and we were not getting that. Get that low. Look how fast we're moving. This is the banks moving. That's how I know I'm on the right side of the trade. This is the banks moving with me. Broke even the trade. Let me take some position off. And look where we're coming. Came right to TP2. Great trade. We're up about, our TP2 was about 90 pips. Not bad.
I took some out at TP2.
Just now? Yeah, I didn't really get to it. Kind of hit it too fast for me. I'm gonna wait to see. Cause I ideally want to see it keep coming lower. I still got it coming to this low of the day, at least possibly. That would be best case scenario. It's kind of rejecting now. Let's see. See. I'm already broke even, so worst that could happen is it just stops me out. But ideally, I want to see it continue to go lower. Ideally. With the way this 5-minute candle is, I don't like it. I don't like the way it's forming. I really don't. Let me check 30-minute. Had this retest of this breaker. This could just be a possible retracement to keep going higher. So let me keep that in mind. I just want to get majority of my position out at this TP2. That's ideally what I'm looking to do right here. So if we come down a little bit more, give me that TP2, I'll be at. Right now we're right over 34,700 level. That's what we're rejecting. But you see what I mean? Like when these trades play out, they show you almost immediately that they're gonna play out. So that's why when I'm in consolidation for long periods of times, I'm just like, I kind of know where this is going. And this is struggling. That 1 hour order block that's right there. Come on, keep below it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let it run and run now. I took out most of my position, probably about a good 80-90%.
Yeah, I didn't even get to. It like came to it too fast. I was like typing in the Telegram when it came to TP2. So I'm just gonna continue holding it and just see if we can get back down to that TP2.
Do you have a break even stop loss or do you
Yeah, I'm already broke even.
Okay.
So worst that happens, I just get stopped out and just I leave it as is. But I don't want to see this stopped out. But like I said, remember the characteristics I was telling you about? New York, high of day, cleared the high, Asian session high, came into the order block, 34,800, came down.
Reversal.
That's why I ideally want to see price continue to go lower if this is a reversal scenario, but if it stops me out, then it's likely just going to be a continuation of this trend, which is what it's looking like. So it might get stopped out before I even got to take some profit. So that's kind of tough.
Ooh, Bitcoin's at 57,181. Hey, 57,283. Oh my god.
What, Bitcoin?
Yeah, it's just popping.
Alright, it looks like we're about to retest that 34,750 area. So let's see, maybe we could have a push down from there. I'm watching on the 1 minute. It looks like we got a little reaction from that 34,750 area. But let's see if it's going to be enough to continue downwards. Yeah, we tapped right into that 34,750. Like right into it. Right here. Right there. Let's see. Let's see if it's going to be enough to hold this trade in profit. Watching it on the 1 minute is pretty. Like this is right where it hit 34.50 right here. So ideally, I want to continue lower, but we'll see. We're also at this order block. I don't know though. Part of me thinks it's gonna keep going lower, but at the same time, it looks like it's gonna do something like this. So.
Okay.
Yeah, this is probably gonna be a break-even trade, sadly. Yeah. I wish I was able to take some here, but it looks like it's about to stop me out. Yeah, it looks like it's just going to continue bullish. Well, that's a stop loss. Well, you know what that means. We're done for today.
Hey, we'll be back tomorrow. Shit.
Yes, sir. Damn, I made the money back, too. I hate how this shit moves so fast. It's too damn fast.
I lost $22 today.
Yeah, that's good, John.
Essentially break even.
Shit, I'm negative as fuck. Negative 1.2%.
Hey,
Okay.
that's within parameters though for you, right?
Yeah,
1%.
that's still good. But I'm just thinking of the fact that I was up about 2% on this trade.
Oh fuck.
Just for it to reverse. But let's see what it does up here. Reject this again.
Did you have any like is there any way in MetaTrader or how the broker you're using, is there a way to like take a partial TP at certain
Nah, you
levels?
can't do it on MetaTrader. You gotta have like actual like certain like things for it. That sucks.
Imagine like placing a pending order to scale out half a lot at a certain price, and as soon as it taps it to the pip, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Nah, I'm gonna end the little stream here. I think price is still gonna go lower. So we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna end it here. We'll be back tomorrow. If anyone took the trades, you should be either in profit or at least at a small loss. Hopefully a small loss. I hope no one's risking 10% on trades, but shit.